Hey friends, do you guys like that intro? It's better than guys. I feel like it's a lot more personal. So you guys are my friends. I feel like we're friends, right? We're friends. So yeah, hey friends. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about transitioning from relaxed hair or heat damaged hair to natural hair. Now I posted a picture of one of my clients who is transitioning with the caption, "Hey guys, I'm filming a video. Let me know your questions about transitioning." And I got a bunch. Oh, you can't even see that, but I got a bunch. So first I want to talk about what a relaxer is, what heat damage is, and then go into what transitioning is. So a relaxer is a chemical that is placed on the hair, and basically what the chemical does is it relaxes the curl. So the chemical enters the cuticle, enters the cortex of the hair, and basically stretches it out, and that's why the hair is straight. Now relaxers are irreversible. You can't put, like, I've seen people say, oh yeah, get some like dish detergent soap and get some, I don't know, like vitamin C pills and mash it all up and put it in your hair and let it sit for 3 hours. Like, no, that will not reverse a relaxer. You have to cut it out. That's the only way that you'll get it out of your hair. Now, heat damage is pretty self-explanatory. It's damage to your hair that's caused by excessive heat. So people get heat damage because they straighten their hair too much, because they go places where they don't protect the hair. There's a lot of different causes of heat damage, but same thing. It's very hard to revert your curls back, especially when it gets to the straight stage. Once your hair is completely straight from heat damage, there's really nothing that you can do except cut it out. There's like in between stages where you can kind of nurse it back to health with protein treatments. I heard Apogee is really good to nurse your hair back to health, but the best way to do it is just to cut it off and start over. So yeah, let's get, transitioning. What is transitioning? So transitioning is the process that you go through when you no longer want perm, you want to get rid of your heat damaged hair, and you're growing out your hair until it gets to a length that you're comfortable with, and you just cut it off. That's one way of going natural. The most popular way to go natural is to big chop. Now, I transitioned because I always had super long hair and I really didn't want to chop it and have like a buzz cut. Plus I have a really big head. So I feel like the buzz cut wasn't going to be for me. Or like a teeny afro, TWA is what we call it in the natural hair community. But yeah, I felt like my head was just way too big for that. So I'm like, let me transition and like ease into this natural hair life. So yeah, let's just get into the questions now. First question says, is it better to do a big chop? And this person says that I transition and my hair stayed straight on my ends. I cut it and it still stayed straight. First question, is it better to do a big chop? If you don't want to wait for your hair to grow out, if you just want to be natural and that's it, yes, big chop. I'm not gonna lie, transitioning, your hair breaks. It's gonna break. Like that relaxed hair, it's weak to begin with. But now that you're not really taking care of the relaxed portion, it's gonna break. It's inevitable. Like, it's just gonna happen. So if you want to like stay away from breakage, you can just big chop. If you just want to not walk around with your hair two different textures, transitioning is hard, okay? It's such hard work. So if you want to avoid all of that, yes, big chop. But if you are kind of attached to your length and you don't want to cut your hair really, really short, then, transition. The second thing she said was that she transitioned and her hair stayed straight on her ends. She cut it and it still stayed straight. So I don't know what you were doing, why you were transitioning. I don't know how you take care of your hair now. but it might be heat damage. A lot of people, when they're transitioning, they still get like presses, so it just might be old hair that still needs to come off. That's heat damage. Or yeah, this is hard to answer because I don't know what you are doing to your hair. If I knew like your regimen and like, you know, what you do to your hair normally, then I could better answer that part. But to answer the first question, is it better to do a big chop? It's personal preference, honestly. If you don't want to go through your hair breaking, if you don't want to go through your hair growing and having two different textures, yes, big chop. If you don't mind it, having a short hair, big chop. Either way is beautiful. Okay, next question. Should you big chop on wet hair or dry hair? Okay, so when you have natural hair, it shrinks. It naturally shrinks. Like, you cannot get around it. Like, it's just, it is what it is. So when your hair is wet, it's either elongated, especially with the relaxed ends. So it's gonna be weighed down from the relaxed ends, and you cut it, it's gonna shrink. So either way you're cutting, it's easier to see when you cut your hair. When you cut your hair wet, it's easier to see the line of demarcation. If you do it dry, you can do like, let your hair air dry, don't blow it out. Let your hair air dry and then cut the loose ends like that. Either way, don't blow it out so you can actually see where the curl stops and where the relaxed hair starts. So you can do it either way, honestly, personal preference. Just keep in mind that when you cut your hair wet, it is going to shrink when it dries. Next question. How do you stop breakage when transitioning? Breakage is inevitable. I mean, the ends of your hair are super weak. They're already weak from the heat damage or the relaxed ends, so it's gonna break. One way to kind of salvage it is Olaplex treatments. I give my clients Olaplex treatments all the time. It's a protein treatment, and it helps repair the bonds in the hair, so it multiplies the bonds in your hair. Make sure those ends are moisturized. I know when you have relaxer, it's kind of like you don't want to moisturize it because you don't want your hair to be greasy. When you're going natural, our natural curly hair is dry. Like, no matter what, it's gonna be dry. So moisturize it, put the moisturizer on the ends, trim regularly, like keep up with your trims. You want to get rid of the relaxed hair as quick as possible. So if you keep your hair trimmed at like a comfortable length, then, you know, it stops the breakage, because we all know trims help to stop breakage. Also, protective styles help too. Your hair is out and it's not, the elements aren't getting to it. So the wind, the heat, the rain, it's not getting to it. So protective styles help too with the breakage. Next question. How do you know what products your hair likes best? Okay. Believe it or not, shrinkage is a sign that your hair is healthy. So the more it shrinks, the healthier it is. I know everyone hates shrinkage, including myself, but that means that your hair is healthy. So some key signs to look out for is your hair is moisturized, it's bouncy, it's not dry and brittle. That's how you know your hair likes what you're putting into it. Yeah, but you'll know, like, some products may cause your hair to be dry and flaky, like leave residue. You don't want that. Some products might leave your hair stiff. You don't want that. So honestly, it's a trial and error, but once you find products that your hair likes, it will definitely be moisturized, it will definitely be bouncy, and you'll see the difference in your hair. You always want your hair to be moisturized and kind of have a shine to it. Not an oily shine, but just like a natural luster to it. My favorite question, what is the best method to detangle these bad boys? the hands and fingers that God gave you, okay? Combs and brushes, they will pull at your hair, they'll tug at your hair. It causes a ton of breakage, but your hands are much gentler. Now, I know there are some extreme cases that you have to use a brush or a comb. Just make sure you use a wide tooth comb, and when you detangle, make sure that your hair is soaking wet and you're using a product with a ton of slip in it. So some good products that have slip, on the lower end, Aussie Moist conditioner. It comes in the purple bottle. That's like a go-to. I like to use the Redken the Redken Mega Soft to detangle my client's hair if they're getting like a natural style. That's what I use. Even the Frizz Dismiss has really good slip. Just make sure your hair is soaking wet after you apply the product. You can wet your hair down again, and you just want to make sure you have a lot of movement and just get through it. Go slow at first, starting at the ends and working your way up, and that's the best way, the very best way. You get minimal shedding, minimal tangles when you just take your time and finger detangle, especially with transitioning hair, because when you wash your hair, the ends are going to get really tangled together. Your natural hair is going to be fine, and you're going to be able to rake through that. Once you get to those ends, it's going to be a nightmare. So definitely take your time. Definitely make sure you have a lot of product in your hair. Definitely make sure it's soaking wet, and take your time with your fingers. If you cannot handle it with your fingers, use a wide tooth comb. A wide tooth comb, okay? Not a small one, not a small brush. I would even recommend a Denman brush. Denman brushes are more for definition. So if you want to detangle, please use like a brush that has like minimal teeth, literally. Like, I want you guys using your fingers or a wide tooth comb. All right. And the last question is, how do you tame your hair while transitioning? The best way to do it is to put it away. Put it in a protective style. You don't have to deal with it. You leave it in for a couple weeks, you take it out, deep condition, moisturize, whatever, put it back in. That's the best way for your hair to grow. My hair grows best when I just leave it alone. A lot of people's hair grows best that way. So put it away, get it treated, get it trimmed after you take out your protective style, deep condition, get it again. Your hair will grow much faster. You won't have to deal with it, and it's a smooth go around. If you don't want to do protective styles, you can also try not to put too much heat on it. So if you do get a press, do it like every 2 weeks. Make sure the person that you're going to isn't blasting your hair with the flat iron or blasting your hair with the blow dryer. You can do flexi rods, you can do perm rods, you can do bantu knots, some heatless styles as well. You just want to, make sure your hair's moisturized, and please make sure that you're not using too much heat, because you're taking 2 steps forward and 10 steps back when you do that. So that's really the best. But I would say, honestly, the best way to tame it is to put it away. Literally put it away until you're ready to cut it and live your natural life, okay? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I answered all of your questions. If you have any more questions, leave a comment below. If you guys like these type of videos, please let me know. I would love to do another video. Let me know what you want the next topic to be. And yeah, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video, please and thank you. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.